Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel. My name is Olufemi and this is Femi TV. Here I teach you how to design and make headwear. Do you love the headpiece on my head? Well, I love it. That's why I'm really dancing. I'll be teaching you how to make yours. Yeah. Alright, stick around and watch. Okay, so for this headpiece, I'm going to be using the straw hat. It's sold in the market, in Lagos market, for 900 to 1000 naira. I'm also going to be using the plastic millinery wire, some fabric flowers, and some star appliques. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm losing that straw hat. I'm losing because that's what I'm going to use to make my headpiece. And the headpiece that I'm going to be making is a loop kind of headpiece with some extra ceramic on it. if you know what I mean. So I've just loosed it and I've cut out the part that I'm going to use. If this is your first time of joining me, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and also comment. And if you make any of my headpieces, please let me know. All right, so let's get right into it. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to be measuring out the loops that I'm going to use for this headpiece. Remember that I loosed out this fabric or this material from the straw hat that you saw in the beginning of this video. Alright, so I'm going to be measuring 15 inches of that material. So just watch and follow my lead. Measuring 15 inches. You can see that in the video. 15 inches. Yeah. And then you cut, of course, with your scissors. So I'm going to be measuring out this and using it for the loop. That's what a loop looks like. I'm trying to show you. Yeah, that's what a loop looks like. So I'm going to be measuring out 8 pieces of 15 inches. I've measured out 8 pieces of the longer one. Now I'm going to measure 10 inches of the shorter piece. The reason why I'm measuring 2 different sizes is because one part of my loop is going to be higher than the other side. So I need some smaller parts and I also need some bigger parts. So you're also going to measure out 8 pieces of the 10 inches. Okay, so I have my 8 pieces of each size, 15 inches, 8 pieces, 10 inches, 8 pieces. Now I'm going to have to put them together for you to see. Alright, so you need a needle and thread for this. So that's how I'm starting with the smaller size. That's the 10-inch size. I'm going to be making loops out of this straw material. So just watch the video and follow my lead. And also, don't forget, if you need to get in touch with me to take more millinery classes, my number is on the screen. And I'm also on Instagram at Zofa Headwear. Please ignore all the cock crowing. I have chickens and they just like to make noise. Alright, so I'm going to be sewing the loop, and when you're sewing, please ensure that you sew like really tight because you don't want your headpiece losing. So just watch what I'm doing. Alright, so I'm done sewing the loop. That's what a loop looks like. Now when you put the loops together, you make a loop fascinator or a loop headpiece. So that's what it looks like. And ensure that when you're sewing, your sewing is really, really tight here. So now I've done this one. I just want to ensure that my sewing is very, very tight. I would have used my UHU gum to put this together, but I prefer to sew because sewing ensures that your headpiece lasts for a lifetime. So now I'm going to add the second loop. Watch how I'm going to add it. Can you see that? Put it together and put it behind. That's how I'm doing my own. So just watch. Now the beauty of creating headpieces is this: you can do whatever you want to do. Do it your own way. Discover new tricks, new techniques about how to make headwear. That's what creativity is about. So I'm just sewing them together. Now you see, that's the third loop. If I want, I can put that in the middle. If I want, I can put that by the side. If I want, I can put it as in between, anyhow you want it to be. Just do it the way you want it to be. So I'm just going to be adding loops to my already sewn loop. I don't know if you understand me, but the thing I'm doing is I'm using the short straw that I cut. That's a 10 inches first. So just keep watching. All right, so I'm done using the small straw. That's a 10 inch. Now I'm about to add the 15 inches to my headpiece. My headpiece is already coming together. It's looking really, really good. So just like the first time, just watch. Now you can see that in the video, the 15 inches is longer than the 10 inches. So that's how I want mine to be. You can make yours everything the same length, but this is how I want my own to be. So just watch. And yes, thank you so much guys for always watching my videos. Thank you for your likes and for your comments. Don't be a stranger. I'm on Instagram at Zofa Headwear. Please reach out to me, follow me, I follow back. And if you also want to take upgrade classes for millinery, reach out to me via WhatsApp. The beauty of it is we can, do this from wherever you are in the world. So distance is not a barrier at all. So just keep watching. Alright, so when you're sewing your loops together, make sure you don't have your stitches all over the place. If you watch closely in the video, I have my stitches centered. They're centered because I don't want to have it all over the place looking tacky, and everything. Alright, so in the beginning, you'll notice that I said I was going to be using plastic millinery wire. Now I cut that plastic millinery wire into like some short pieces. You can see it in the video, and I'm trying to figure out how I want it to be on my headpiece. So I want it to come out like spikes. So I'm just figuring out what direction the spikes will be, where they will be, and I think I've gotten that now. So just watch. Here I'm going to be using my glue gun. That's the hot glue gun. I'm going to be using that because that's going to work better than UHU because it's plastic. So it's going to melt like really easy and stick on that looped headpiece very, very easy. So I'm just going to be putting this in random places in the on the headpiece. There's no specific place, but if you want it all centered in one place, that's fine. If you want it to be on the top and at the bottom, that's fine. And if you just want to use one piece too, or use more pieces, that's fine. In this headpiece, I'm going to be using 6 pieces of that plastic millinery wire. So you can see that after I put the hot glue, I have to hold it down. So I'm holding it down so that it gets dried. Yeah, so you see how firm it is? It's not coming off. So hold down. So I'm going to be adding another one to the headpiece. Just figure out how you want it to be. If you want it to be plenty, like a lot, you obviously have to use more than I used here. I'm using just 6 strands of this plastic millinery wire. Yeah, so just watching the video. Now I'm going to add the rest of the plastic millinery wire off camera and then come back so you see how I place them. And voila, I have added all 6 and that's what it looks like. So the next thing I'm going to do is add my fabric flowers. Can you see those flowers? They sell them they come on a strand and sold for I think 350 per yard. I'm not very sure. So that's what the fabric flower looks like. And also I'm going to be using hot glue. Please, when using hot glue, be careful so that the gum doesn't touch your skin because it really burns. I can use UHU for this, but hot glue is going to be stronger and it's going to like latch onto that wire very well. I'll be placing this fabric on the wire, on the plastic wire. Can you see? I'm going to be placing it randomly, like in different places. I'll put some on the top of the wire. I'll put some a little bit further down. Just place it anyhow you want. And you can also add them to the loops, but I didn't want it to look too much. That's why I'm just putting it only on the plastic millinery wire. Now, when you do that, as with the plastic millinery wire, when you put your hot glue, also ensure that you put the hold it down and let that glue not touch your fingers. Oh, it's really hot. So just watch and follow my lead. Okay, so I'm going to add the rest of camera and then come back and show you. Okay, so that's what my headpiece is looking like now. Excuse me. So the next thing I'm going to do is add that applique. You see that applique that I'm holding? That turquoise blue applique? I'm going to be adding it to the headpiece too. So I'm just trying to remove the thread that's fraying. And I'm also going to be using my hot glue gun to do that. Now I'm going to be joining two pieces of that applique together. I'll put hot glue gum and then join two pieces. Just watch. I don't know how to explain this, but just watch the video. Okay, so now I'm going to take my glue gun, my hot glue gun, just drop a little bit in the middle of that applique, in the middle, and then you can spread it out, but first drop in the middle and don't press too much, please. So now I'm going to take another one because I'm joining two together, and just look for the spot where you want to attach it and just attach it. Just watch how I'm doing mine. Do you see that? Place it first and then use the other one and then seal them together. Because that glue is hot, it's going to seal it like really tight. Alright, now we're done adding the appliques. The next thing is you're going to attach your Alice band. Now this is an old Alice band I removed from an old headpiece. That's the reason why it has that glue stain. So this is just for tutorial purposes. Use a new Alice band when you're doing yours. So if you notice, the Alice band is covered with fabric, yes? So it's going to make my job like really easy. I'm going to be tacking that Alice band together with my headpiece. You need to first of all determine what side you want that headpiece to be. Do you want it to be on the far left, in the middle, or on the far right, or on the middle, the right part, on the right hand side of your face? So just determine wherever you want it to be, and then you now start attaching your headband to it. That's all. So all I'm doing here is just sewing the headpiece to the Alice band. Sewing, and like I said, center your stitches, please. Don't have them all over the place. If you have them all over the place, it will be difficult for you to like really have a perfect finish, because you might not be able to close up your stitches very well. So center your stitches. When you center your stitches, it's really easy to like cover them up. We don't want anybody seeing imperfect stitches. So I'm just sewing the Alice band to the headpiece. Alright, so after sewing your headpiece and you're sure that your headpiece is firm on the Alice band, next thing for you to do is to do what? Tighten it. Ensure that you tighten it. I'm going to be covering that part up later with a flip disc, with a fluffy disc. I think that's what it's called. So just watch. I'm just tying up. My headband is secured like 200% to the headpiece. You see now. Let me show it to you. Alright, so can you see it's firm. Yeah. Alright, now I have attached my Alice band to my headpiece. The next thing I'm going to do is ensure that I cover that part in the middle of my headpiece that's still open. That part, see that part? Okay, I'm trying to show you how firm it is, like really, really strong. Now, that's the first part I'm going to be covering, and I'm covering that with a fluffy disc. Is it fluffy? I've forgotten what they call this thing. Felt disc, sorry. And then I'm going to put a flower in the middle of my headpiece to cover that part. So let's do that first. And with this, of course, I'm going to be using my hot glue gum. So just add a little of the hot glue and spread it. Now this headpiece is really, really very simple to make, and you can twerk it and do whatever. Is it twerk or tweak? Whichever one. You can tweak it, and do it however you want to do it. You get, but you just have now you have like a template to follow. Yes, I'm just going to press that down so that it glues and latches onto that headpiece very, very well. What is big grammar I'm just speaking here? But you guys understand what I'm saying now, because you can actually see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to keep pressing that down. Now for this part, some people use Yoo-hoo gum or UHU gum, but I prefer to use the glue gun because it actually really, really glues it down very, very well. So I'm just waiting for that to just dry a little before I cover the part where my Alice band is open. Now don't forget, the Alice band I used for this headpiece is an already used Alice band. That's the reason why you can see some red patches. I removed it from an old headpiece that I revamped. So don't come and say, oh my god, what's that thing of the Alice band? It's an old Alice band. I'm just using it for this tutorial. Now I've added my hot glue on my felt disc, and I'm going to cover that part where I did my stitching. Like I told you earlier, ensure that you center your stitching, because when you center your stitching, it's easy for you to do your finishing work and not have your stitching scattered all over the place. Because if I didn't center my stitching, I might have to use more than one felt disc. You understand? Because I'll have to cover the parts that I stitched my headpiece. So just try and center your stitching. I don't know if you understand everything I just said. Yeah, now I'm pressing down. This thing will really glue very, very fast though. But you see, there's some parts that are still open, so I just have to ensure that I seal those parts up. I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, and I also hope that you have enjoyed watching my other videos. And if you haven't seen my other videos, please check on my channel. They're there. I'm going to leave a link of some of the videos for you to see. Yeah, So, and as always, if you try any of my videos or my tutorials rather, if you try any of my tutorials, please let me know. I'm on Instagram. You can tag me at Zofa Headwear. And if you also want more millinery classes, upgrade classes for your millinery, if you're in Lagos, I'm in Lagos. If you're somewhere in Nigeria, we can always do the online course. I really am very grateful for everyone who sticks to the end and watches all my videos. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I'm very, very grateful. I'm just trying to ensure that I finish up well. Now my did I say my Alice band? Now my headpiece is ready to be worn. That is firm. Can you see? Very strong. Okay, so that's what it looks like when I'm rocking it. I can see how happy I am, guys. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.